Do you want to know how to share feelings without attacking someone? Well, that's what we're talking about today. I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach all over the world about parenting and good communication and how to build strong relationships. And in this video, we're going to be talking about feelings and how to not attack other people when we share them. In this video, we're going to be talking about common mistakes that people usually make when they start sharing their feelings with other people and what that can do to relationships and then what to do instead. So I've got some fun tips for you, things you might not have thought of before. So we all know that feelings are very important. In fact, I think in recent years we have even elevated the importance of feelings even more. And we could say that's good and that's also bad because we definitely have a problem in our society with emotional entitlement and a feeling of being emotionally bound up and feeling like we have to dump all of that on other people all the time. But we're also now in this time of life being more open about how we feel. We're discussing more things. I love when I hear a child come up to their mom and say something like, "Mom, right now I feel nervous about something. Can you help me with that?" Wow, that's super healthy, super productive talk about feelings. And how would the child know what nervous feels like? Well, mom had to say, "Oh, that feeling you're feeling right now, that's a nervous feeling. And so when you feel nervous, tell me and I can help you." Wow, how great is that? So that makes it so that the child can continue to move forward. So in this effort to become truly emotionally intelligent, sometimes we go off course and people start sharing their emotions and their feelings in such a way that they end up attacking other people. And it can really damage relationships or create feelings of distrust, even if we have to maintain a relationship with that person. So first off, it's really important that we understand there is a difference between feelings and emotions. I know that it's really common, even I do it sometimes, where we interchange those two words. But if you really want to say, okay, what actually is a feeling, what actually is an emotion, there is a difference between the two. So a feeling is a sensation that you have as soon as something happens. So maybe you eat chocolate and you get this feeling of pleasure or joy or happiness. I'm saying that because I love chocolate, or maybe it's getting later and later at night and so you feel tired. That's a feeling that you have, okay? But the emotion is something that doesn't occur until after you have a thought about the feeling. So once you think about the feeling, I need to go to bed or I need more chocolate, then there is the emotion that comes. The emotion that's like, I need to go to bed, and maybe it's a productive thing and you just take yourself to bed and it takes action. You say, that's it, I'm going to bed, and you take yourself there. But if your thought was something like, I never get to bed on time. This child is always keeping me up. It's their fault. I'm so tired. If you have that type of a thought, you could start getting really emotional at that child. So you could have a non-productive emotion. So there are productive emotions and non-productive emotions, and they all start with a feeling, then goes to a thought, then goes to the emotion. If we can explain just that to our children, it's incredibly liberating. But even just starting out by helping them understand what they do feel is a great beginning. So parents who are wise will talk to their children about how they feel, but not do it in a way that leads to entitlement. Because this is the problem that comes when we share our feelings and we start attacking somebody else. We start feeling like we have to force or control the other person, make them understand, make them see exactly like you do, or really get this point across that then becomes combative or really aggressive, which then hurts the relationship. So oftentimes when people share their feelings, they end up attacking, they end up hurting relationships. So instead of coming to common ground or really being understood or even valuing each other more, they just now, maybe they know the other person had a certain feeling, sure, the feeling got out, but they don't trust the person to express themselves. They don't even want to be around them when they express themselves in the future. And they start to decrease their value of the person in their eyes. Their attachment to them is less. every time that happens. So we don't want to do attacking. So what should we do instead? So we're going to talk about what to do instead so that you can express feelings but not have to end up with a power struggle on your hands or a damaged relationship or lack of trust. But before we do that, click the subscribe button now. This channel is all about you and your family. The videos that are here are meant to help you control yourself and to help your children learn self-government too. You're not going to want to miss them, so subscribe now. And don't forget that notification bell too, because then you'll be notified when new videos come out. Number one tip I've got for you is choose the right time to share. That is probably how people mess up most often, is they think, I have a feeling. I need to tell someone my feeling right now, and I need to do it however I want to do it. But if the person is not ready to receive that bit of communication, you will end up with a power struggle on your hands, and this does not help you unite. In fact, it pulls you apart. It decreases trust. What you need to do is pick your time carefully, which could mean that sometimes you have to employ patience. Delayed gratification, delayed connection, right? There's some principles there. So if you feel like I need to share my feeling with somebody about this communication, but that person is not ready to share, to have that information yet, then you're going to say, okay, well, I'm going to write down what my feeling was, and then I'm going to wait till everybody's calm, and then I'm going to come back and say, hey, can I talk to you about something with my communication and the situation that happened before? So now you are at a time where you can have a little bit more productive communication. It's also always a really good time to prep someone to listen to your feelings. You might want to say something to them like, I would like to share my feelings with you, and I want to do it in a way that doesn't attack you in any way, because I don't want us to think bad about each other, but I do want you to know how I feel. Okay, now you have eliminated the idea that you are trying to hurt them. You're saying, I know you have feelings, you could be processing this in a certain way, but this is how I'm planning on handling it. That's actually going to be very productive in your communication. That type of pre-teach puts people at ease. And so it will hopefully open up their minds and hearts so that they can hear you when you need to share your feelings with them. You've got to make sure you're ready. So just because you had a feeling doesn't mean you're ready to express that feeling in a productive way. So if you have the feeling, maybe the feeling is they don't understand, or I feel like they don't understand me. So then afterward, the thought is, okay, I need to help them understand. Am I ready? That would be a really good thought to have. Am I ready? Am I calm? And if you understand what calm is for you, then you can determine if you are ready. And just so you know, at the end of all of this, I'm going to give you something. It will be a gift that's going to help you understand your calmness and get better at that, because that's one of the key points of this whole process of helping someone understand your feelings without attacking them. So prepare yourself, make sure you are calm and ready. That's also very important. Now you're going to ask yourself an evaluation question before you ever speak. You're going to say, who am I saying this for? Am I saying this for me because I need to say it, or I feel like I need to say it, or am I saying it for them so that they really understand? If you recognize that you are saying it for yourself, that's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not going to help you come across in a way that is going to be as receptive with the other person. So what you probably want to do is say, how can I say this so it's for them? How can I explain how it is that I'm feeling, but I can do it in a way where I'm keeping them in mind so that I recognize this is information that I think they would want, or explain it in a way that I think they would want. So who are you saying it for? It's important you know that. Avoid using the word you. Instead, use the word I a lot. Earlier, when I was trying to explain myself, I know I did not come across very well. I was feeling this at the time. As soon as you start saying, because you didn't listen to me, or because you didn't look at me when I said your name and wanted to talk to you, then I knew you weren't listening to me, and then I felt like you weren't listening to me. Do you see how it changes? So if you can focus on saying I, what was my experience, and don't try to say that you know what their experience was. Stay away from the word you when at all possible when you are trying to explain your feelings. And if you can do that, then the person will again be more receptive, because as soon as you start saying you and start reading into it what you think they were doing, now you have a battle on your hands. And that's not what you want. If you want to really be understood and connected to the person and still be able to share how you feel, then it shouldn't be about what you think of them at the time. It needs to be just about how you are feeling. After you've expressed yourself, now comes the time to listen. Listen to what they have to say, even if it's something that you might not like. Prepare yourself to listen. Think, I want them to understand how I feel. I need to understand how they feel too, so that we can use both of those bits of information, because they are truth. Each of you think your feelings is a truth at that time. So you use both of those pieces of truth so that you can come to how to solve your problem after you've both expressed yourself. So don't think just because you have a feeling you want to express that you're the only one who gets to have a feeling and express it. Make sure that you solicit the feelings from the other person as well, and be prepared to listen and take him in. All of the things that I've been talking about apply to one adult and another adult, or two children, or a child and a teacher, or a parent and a teacher, or a child and a parent. Anyone needs to know these skills, and they can be taught to children. This is really good emotional intelligence. In this day and age where we are so worried about our children not expressing themselves, not connecting, and not having good social and emotional intelligence, this is where we need to focus our efforts. So often, the efforts that are focused on social and emotional learning that happen at a lot of schools, at least according to some of the curriculums that I've seen, are really focused on putting people in boxes and saying, oh, this person because they believe this thing about themselves, or because they're this race, or because they're this whatever it is, they are a target to whatever it is, and so you need to be more kind to them because blah, 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 blah. Putting people in boxes like that actually creates emotional entitlement. It creates fracturing. It does not create good understanding. It's actually bad social emotional learning. If you really want a person to become liberated with their feelings and to be able to communicate properly, you've got to teach them how it actually works. And that's what we've been talking about today. I have a lot more videos on this channel about social emotional learning, so I highly recommend you going and looking those up. But if you want to really learn the nuts and bolts of teaching self-government, and you want to experience calmness, then I suggest you start with the free gift that I have for you. So I have a course. I actually have many courses, but there's a mini course that's called the Calm Parenting Toolkit. This mini course is available to you for free right now if you go to the link in the description below this video. So there's a link below this video that says teachselfgov.com/toolkit. And if you go to that link right now, you'll be able to have my Calm Parenting Toolkit for free. This will help you work on your calmness so that you can communicate better, and it should help you teach other people about calmness too. It's just the beginning, but you'll start to learn some of the skills and things that you also learn in the larger TSG parenting course. So click on the link to that Calm Parenting Toolkit now, and I'll see you there.